Hello again. I'm trying to decide how I feel about the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. The Speed 1 I listed as my best running shoe of all time, just with its combination of durability, lightweight, bounciness, ability to take it for long runs, easy runs, tempo runs, even up to racing. I did break an hour 30 in the half marathon in that shoe for the first time, so that has a special place in my heart for that. So I was very excited to get the Speed 3s. I haven't been able to do too much outside in them yet because the weather's been really bad. So I had them on the treadmill a few times. Today I'm going to try these out with the Speed 3s first and then the Speed 1s right after and see how they do with a direct comparison. The Saucony Endorphin Speed 3 has 36 millimeters of stack in the heel and 28 in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. In my size, a US 12.5, it's 9.21 ounces or 261.5 grams. They've made it wider in both the heel and the forefoot than the previous model and softened up the Power Run PB foam. It's now better for heel strikers and the stability's been improved. There's also more room in the upper for those with wider feet. Saucony has also changed the plate inside of this shoe to a different shape, and it has wings that come out the side of the plate to make it more stable. So I jinxed that badly. I said how the weather's been crappy lately, and about 2 minutes into the run, swirling winds and pouring rain. So I'm a little wet. I got to test, well, a lot wet. I got to test the wet weather traction of the Speed 3s, and now I'm already soaked. So I'm gonna go put the Speed 1s on and go back out and get some more soaked. So I'm committed to getting this test done just for you. Headed back out into the rain in the Speed 1s. So we'll see how wet I get by the end of this and how I feel they compare. The Saucony Endorphin Speed has 35 millimeters of stack height in the heel and 27 in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. In a US size 12.5, it comes in at 9.08 ounces or 257 grams. This shoe first came out towards the end of 2020, and since then I've had 3 versions of it that have 221, 233, and 167 miles on them, respectively. This has been one of my favorite shoes for daily miles, tempo runs, turning up the pace, and can even excel at race pace. I think this is one of the most versatile and best running shoes that I've ever used. The rain won't start for another hour, they said. It's fine to go outside, they said. Freaking weathermen. So it's about time to go take a shower, even though I've just had like a 45-minute one. It's funny though, the last song that came on when I was running there was Coldplay. You know, and the lyric goes, tears stream down your face when you lose something that you cannot replace. And that's the Endorphin Speed 1. I ranked this in the past my best shoe of all time, and it's still good. This one I've got over 200 miles on, and it felt more springy, it felt more energetic, fresher, faster than my relatively new Endorphin Speed 3s. I think what they've really done with that shoe is they've excelled at transforming it into a comfortable daily trainer. So that shoe is very comfortable, it's very soft, feels great for long runs, and when you're running kind of marathon pace or easy pace, it's really nice and just you glide along in it really nicely. It's very comfortable. But once I try and turn up the pace in it, it's just a little bit too squishy. This is a problem that I've had with a lot of shoes where they make the foam softer. It needs to be soft enough that you can sink in a little bit and get that energy return from the shoe. But if it sinks in too much, then it just kind of muddies your steps, slows you down because the foam needs to respond and come back. I had that problem with the New Balance RC Elite 2s and with a few other shoes. So really with the Speed 3, they've made it a better daily trainer. They've made it a better easy day shoe, a better long run shoe, but it's really kind of lost the magic of the speed that was in the Speed 1s. So tears are streaming down my face. No, that's just rain. When I've lost the shoe that I can't replace, but thankfully I have 3 pairs of them. So, and they seem to be incredibly durable. So I'm gonna keep running in these, but I may go to Saucony's website now and see if I can get a deal on the Speed 2s. Because I know that's basically still the Speed 1 with a different upper. So I'll get into more details about the shoes. I'm gonna probably wait until tomorrow to do the review because I need to dry these things out before I weigh them. So just wanted to give my thoughts right after finishing the run. But basically the Speed 1s just feel so much better when you go fast. They're a much better speed shoe, they're a better tempo shoe, they're a better race shoe. So I think with the Endorphin line this year, they really improved the Endorphin Pro and made that a better speed shoe. And then they moved the Speed 3 down into a daily trainer. They kind of tuned it down, you know, made it more comfortable. I could see it be more accommodating for more people. I feel like it's a little bit wider in the forefoot. It's more stable, it's more cushioned, but it's a lot less fun to run in. So I think I'm gonna use that shoe mainly for long runs and easy days, where with the Speed 1s, if I took them out on an easy day, it became a steady run or a tempo run because they just make me want to run faster. I was feeling that bogged down kind of feeling in the Speed 3, so it's definitely lost some of the magic of the Speed 1. Did Saucony ruin the Endorphin Speed with the Endorphin Speed 3? Kinda. It really depends on what you want to use the shoe for. For me, there's a lot of improvements with this shoe. I do like the feel of the softer foam, the step-in feel, the upper, the padding in the upper, the way the tongue fits. I really like all of that. I really like the fit of the upper. I like the softness of the shoe. I like the stability, having that winged plate on there and a wider heel and forefoot than the previous model. This is the OG 2020 Speed. You can see there it's wider in the heel and the forefoot. One thing that's also I like to point out with the 2020 model, this one I have over 220 miles on. If you look at that rubber, there's practically no wear. This shoe seems to be almost indestructible. Like it's a little bit dirty, but it's still just as good as the day I got it. And the run that I just did where I compared these two side by side, this one had more bounce to it. It had more ground feel. It had better responsiveness. Even after, you know, almost 2 years of use and over 200 miles, this thing is still awesome. So again, kind of what they changed with this shoe, they added 1 more millimeter to the heel and the forefoot, so it still has an 8 millimeter drop, it's just a little bit higher. They changed the plate, they changed the foam, they changed the upper, so it's a total redesign. When I first put this shoe on, I was really impressed with the step-in feel. I thought it was very comfortable. And if you're a heel striker, I think you're definitely going to do a lot better with this shoe than the previous model. It's wider in the heel. And I was actually intentionally trying to land on my heel when I was running on the treadmill. And it really, when you do that, it kind of squishes in nicely and brings you right into the roll and rolls you through your stride. So this is not a bad shoe. It glides across the ground really well. It feels really good when you're going at, you know, easy pace to like marathon pace. But to me, the problem was when I tried to turn it up to like tempo pace or faster, then I was having that issue where I'm sinking into the foam too much. It didn't have the responsiveness. That's where I'm really loving with Adidas shoes recently with the Light Strike Pro. That really, to me, has the perfect amount of bounce and firmness. It's not too soft, so I get a little bit of energy return and rebound from it, but I'm not drowning in the shoe. So this is not as bad as Fuel Cell where I sink into it too much. I do really still enjoy running in this shoe. It's just I can't run as fast. It's just not the same. So, you know, going back to this one, all these shoes are really flexible. You know, having that nylon plate in there as opposed to a carbon plate makes it a very flexible shoe. You know, you can turn it from side to side. It's flexible, it's comfortable. I could see this being great for long runs, better for heel strikers, better if you have more volume in your foot. You can also see here too, it's wider in the forefoot for sure, but also if you have a narrower foot or a more kind of normal volume foot, you actually might find this a little bit big in the upper compared to the previous shoe. And I said after that, after I was done running, I was going to see if I can get the 2 at a discount. Saucony's actually completely sold out of these. And so was Running Warehouse, but I went on Amazon and I found a Speed 2 in my size for half price. So I was able to get a Speed 2. So this one again has basically the same shoe as the Speed 1. It has the exact same midsole and outsole, has the same plate. They just made some upper changes to it. There's a little tab on the back now to help put it on. So minimal changes. So this is going to be my new Speed 3. So this is the one I'm going to take to use out for tempo runs and faster efforts and keep the legacy of this one alive once these ones are done. So again, kind of in summary, I really do like the Speed 3. It's a good shoe. If I had never run in the Speed 1, I would be very impressed with this and think, you know, it's kind of like a Nova Blast or something like that, where it's a very good trainer that you can put a lot of miles in, you can go a little bit fast in, it's very comfortable, but it just doesn't have the edge, that speed, that power that the original one has. So how would I rank this as far as buy it, weight, or second rate? I would say this one is a weight. I would not pay full price for this shoe unless you were a heel striker, you're looking for a more comfortable shoe, a more stable shoe than the original. This is going to fit that bill. But for me, I really looked forward to wearing the Endorphin Speed as a tempo day shoe, a fast shoe, and this is kind of lost. As I said, it's lost that love and feeling a little bit for me. So it's still a great shoe, but I actually would do what I just did. If you can get the Speed 2 at a discount, it's a much faster shoe. It's a better shoe than the Speed 3 for my use anyway, and how I feel about it. So please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.